Hi, I'm Paco, and you're watching Bad Witch Books. Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome to my channel. I'm Paco, and today we're going to be going over my October TBR. It is already the end of September, and we are getting ready for the final push of the year, the final 3 months, and that's wild to me. I say this every month, but I still can't believe that it is already October. It's wild. But because it's October, we are competing in 2 different readathons. I will be in my own readathon, my Spooktacular readathon bingo board, which will be right here. And then I will also be participating in Leandra's TBR Harvest. I will have her announcement video, and her channel will be linked down below. But that readathon is where mine, the Spooktacular readathon, is a Disney-themed bingo board. Hers, Leandra, has like different sheets you can do, and they are all about like knocking out your TBR. And so I'm doing the simplest one, the trick or treat one. So here it is. And let's get to it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut to the Paco that is going to pull the name for the pick. For the witchy pick. Time for me to pull my witchy pick for the month. I have like some other things in here to like storage. We got 3 more picks to go, and the October book is... Okay. Morgan is my name. This is added to the TBR. Okay, I'm excited to read this. But yeah. Okay, so that Paco showed the name that was pulled, and the book pulled was Morgan is My Name by Sophie Ketchen. This is the start of a trilogy. Now, this does not fit any any spooktacular prompts for me, but it does fit read a witchy book for Leandra's prompt for the one of her for the trick or treat thing. So Morgan is my name. I was what remained, Morgan, seaborn and unchained, shattered but soaring, returned to life. When King Uther Pendragon murders her father and tricks her mother into marriage, Morgan refuses to be crushed. Trapped amid the machinations of men in a world of isolated castles and gossiping courts, she discovers a secret power. Vengeful and brilliant, it is not long before Morgan becomes a worthy adversary for Merlin, influential sorcerer to the king. But fighting for her freedom, she risks everything, her reputation, her loved ones, and her life. So I'm intrigued to get to this. This is about the infamous Morgan Le Fay, and I do enjoy Arthurian legend, so I'm intrigued to see what this spin does on it. Because, of course, my favorite character in Arthurian legend would be Morgana Le Fay. So, the next book I have here is going to fit for my Javar prompt for the mystical review. Not mystical. For the Spooktacular readathon, it'll fit the Javar prompt, and it will fit the repeat author prompt. Which, if I can, I'm going to try to, if you haven't seen, put little photos of the little thing I'm trying to get. We will see if that is successful. So, this is going to be Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This is the sequel to One Dark Window, which I read earlier. I read last month in September, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm trying to knock out this duology. And this is the sequel to that, and the first book is about our main character, Elizabeth Spindle, who got this sickness that hit this place where if you get sick and you survive the plague, you get magical abilities, but hers are kept secret. And she survived because all the kids who get these magical powers are like put to death. She survives, and then there's also these like magic cards that's how the only like usable magical system that's legal to use. And I really enjoyed the first book, so I'm very intrigued to get to the second one. This is the Fairy Loot edition, so I will be reading the sequel. So the next book I have here fits the prompt of political intrigue for Prince John for my readathon, and the next book I have here fits for Javar I just said Javar. This fits for Prince John since it's about political intrigue. This also fits for the 2024 release ticket, a new release for Leandra's readathon, and that is To Sit on Their Bones by Laura R. Samonti. This also is one of my 5 books I want to read this fall. So, Dmitry Alexei used to be the Tsar of Novosibirsk. Now he is merely a broken man, languished in exile after a long, devastating civil war, instated by his estranged husband. In hiding with what remains of his court, Dmitri and spy master Velasky engineer what remains of his a dangerous ruse. Velasky will sneak into Alexei's court under a false identity to gather information, paving the way to usurp the downfall, while Dmitri finds a way to kill him for good. But stopping Alexei is not so easily as plotting to kill an ordinary man through pervasions of the religion that he terms the holy science. He has died and resurrected himself as an immortal, indestructible body, and now claims he is guided by the voice of God himself. Able to summon forth creatures of the realm of demons, he seeks to build an army, returning the empire to its greatness that history has ever seen. It just sounds very intriguing. It's gay, it's spooky, and I am very intrigued in getting into this. This is also a debut, so very excited to get to this. The next book I have here is Wisteria. This is the final book in the Belladonna trilogy, so I really won't be getting into reading the descriptions of what this is about. But Belladonna follows a character who, after she has been put from home to home, family member after her parents' death when she's an infant, she starts to see the shadow of death and tries to solve murder. So this is the last book, and I'm very intrigued. And this fits the prompt of an immortal character, so Mother Gothel, for my bingo board, and for Leandra's, this fits the romantic subplot, Candy Apples. The next book I have on my list here is Sleep Like Death by Kaylin Byron. So this is a Snow White retelling. It's a Cinderella is dead, but Snow White fights on. Prince Eve was raised with one purpose, to destroy the night, an evil sorcerer who terrorizes Queensbridge with his wicked magic. Far too many of her subjects have been devastated by the king's trickery, but Eve's own unique magic, the ability to conjure weapons from nature, makes her a worthy adversary. As she approaches her 17th birthday, Eve is ready to battle, but her mother, Queen Regina, has been acting bizarre, talking to a strange mirror alone every night. Then a young man claiming to be the knight's messenger appears and shares a shocking truth about Eve's past. Unsure of who to trust or what to do next, Eve must face the courage to fight. But will be enough to save her family and her queendom? Very excited to read this. I enjoyed Cinderella is Dead. I really loved this. What is the other book by this author? I really enjoyed the Poison Heart. So, and I love Snow White as a fairy tale. It's one of my favorite fairy tales and the funnest, I think, retellings to get. So this fits the Lady Tremaine prompt for me, which was to read a retelling, and this fits the Apple, I think it's Bobbing for Apples thing, where it's a fairy tale retelling. So this fits both of those prompts, and I love this Fairy Loot cover. Also the Fairy Loot book, which I'm trying to read more of my Fairy Loot books. Next book I have here is a S.C. Gibson's Dowry of Blood, but I just said S.C. Gibson. This is a Dracula retelling about his brides. So this is my last love letter to you, though some words call it confession. So begins the tale of Contessa, the first bride to Dracula. So begins a tale of obsession, desire, control. So begins her revenge. Saved from the brink of death by the mysterious stranger, Contessa is transformed from a medieval peasant into a bride fit for an undying king. But when Dracula draws a cunning aristocrat and a starving artist into his web of passion and deceit, Contessa realizes that her beloved is capable of terrible things. Finding comfort in the arms of her rival consorts, she begins to unravel their husband's dark secret. Both the lives of everything she loves on the line, Contessa will have to choose between her own freedom and her love for her husband. But bonds forged by blood can be broken only by death. This fits the prompt of a TBR backlist, a candle for Leandra's readathon. And then I forget what this fits for mine. Give me a second. Fits Chernobog on my prompt for a gothic book. I had it written down, had to check it. Okay. Next book I have is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Clarissa Broadbent. So, let's read it. For humans or vampires, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king, Oriah, craved her place in the world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy against the most vicious warriors from all 3 vampire houses. To survive, Osira is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rihan is dangerous. He is a ruthless vampire, an affection killer, an enemy of her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet she is terrified. Most of all is that she finds herself oddly drawn to him. But there's no room for compassion in the war for the Nightborn crown, blah, 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 and ensues. So this fits my Queen of Hearts prompt, which is to read a book with a competition. And this fits the Garlic prompt of read a book with vampires. So we're doing that. Okay, so the next book we have is Anna Marie and the Fox by Lidiel de la Rosa. This is a Luna sister novel. So this follows Anna Marie Luna Valdez has survived to be the perfect daughter, the perfect niece, and the perfect representative of the powerful Luna family. So when she is secretly sent to London with her sisters to seek refuge from the French occupation of Mexico, Anna Marie experiences her first taste of freedom from the judgmental eyes of her domineering father. If only she can ignore the piercing looks she receives across the ballroom floors of the austere Mr. Fox. Gideon Fox elevated himself from London's gutter by teasing his burning desire for more opportunities, more choices for everyone. Now, as a member of the Parliament, Gideon is on the cusp of securing the vote he needs to put forth a measure to abolish the Atlantic slave trade once and for all, a cause that is close to his heart as the grandson of a formerly enslaved woman. The charming, vexing Anna Marie is a distraction he must ignore, but when Anna Marie finds herself in the crossovers of a nefarious nobleman with his own political agenda, Gideon knows he must offer his hand as protection. Will this Mexican heiress win his heart as well? This is another book for my 5 books I want to read this fall. This fits the Hans prompt of mine because it has to do with siblings. Because Anna Marie, the main character, she flees Mexico with her 2 sisters, so that plays a big part in it, siblings. And then this fits the vinyl player, for it is to read a historical book. So it takes place in a historical setting. And the last book is going to be Death at Maureen House by Maureen Johnson. I do not know much about this book, but besides the fact that it is a mystery and by Maureen Johnson, this is for my IRL book club I go to's pick for October. And I don't have it. Here's the cover. I am excited to read it, to finally get into Maureen Johnson, because I do have Truly Devious on my shelf as well. So, so it fits my Ernesto de la Cruz prompt, because I will be listening to it as an audiobook, and it fits the mysterious read. I think it's a masquerade mask for Leandra's readathon. But that is what I'm reading in October. Are you guys competing in, if you guys are competing in the Spooktacular Readathon, which is Disney villain themed this year, which my last video will of course be linked if you hadn't noticed already. I would greatly appreciate you letting me know so I could see your videos. If you do videos about it or your TBRs, write that down below. If you are competing in Leandra's readathon, let me know, because I think it's really cool that she put a lot of effort into it, and I love the 3. There's like 2 other modes you could play, but just October is already mentally busy for me, so I have to kind of just do the easiest of the 3 options. But yeah, that is what I'm reading in October. Let me know what you guys are. Like I said, I post new videos every Friday, and I will try to do a couple sprints. I'm going to try to do a couple mystical readathon sprints with friends. Not mystical. I'm still in September brain. I will be trying to do some spectacular readathon sprints this month, maybe 1 or 2, depending on work. But I will see you guys next time, and bye.